So, this is one of our favorite people and his small purchase. You ready for the grand total, my man?
I'm scared.
Where are we at?
2,800.
Hey! That's not bad.
Not
That's
bad.
not.
So he hated this thing. He was like, "What is that?" So hear me out. So this is Iron Factory one-man army mirror. It's supposed to be shattered glass cliff jumper. Now, I didn't get it to be cliff jumper. I like Iron Factory stuff, but they're too small. So whenever I could figure out a reason to get it for my collection, I want to. So this figure I'm going to repurpose to go with my Cryotex gang. Cryotech, if you don't know, is the repaint of Transmetal 2 Megatron in blue, and he's like a gang lord, at least in my world. So this is going to be one of his little minions, the sabotage guy, and I love the weapons on him. If you look, Bobby, the big gun on his back actually splits into 3 guns, and then he has a handheld blaster as well. And then all of the handheld blaster can store on his back in robot mode and underneath the car in car mode. So you don't even, like, it's completely gone. And it is very unique as far as what it is. And I'm very excited to add this to my collection. So that's why I got it. I didn't get it for the character. I got it for what I'm going to repurpose it as.
Well, that takes a little heat off of my argument here. Then, as soon as you showed it to me and said it's Cliff Jumper, I was done. Cliff Jumper is red, and he's
shattered
a little
glass.
Okay, he still needs to be a sports car, not a whatever. It looks like a.
Don't even know what it's supposed to be.
I don't even know what it is. It looks like
Cybertronian.
No, it looks like a Ford something or something like that. So I was done at that point. When you said that you were going to repurpose it, that, took a little bit of my ire out of it, I guess. But the figure looks fine. The details that you just shared, really cool. It was more so just the purpose of that's not my cliff jumper.
Yeah, and that totally makes sense. I tend to get repaints like this that I can mold into something in my own story on my shelf, because every shelf I like to have some sort of a story. So I like the Iron Factory designs, especially that robot mode. I like how small he is, so that's why I picked it. And he was cheap. He was like $35. So I said, why not?
I don't have any Iron Factory in my collection, so I don't know anything about. I mean, I see some of their figures. Some of them are a little bit too stylized for me. So that's probably the main reason I don't have any, plus the size. But I think that, the color-wise or the character or the figure itself could be a good-looking figure or is a good-looking figure. Just don't call it Cliff Jumper, and we'd be good.
Well, and that's why I don't collect Iron Factory's the size. If I'm going to be spending, $60-$70 on a figure, I don't want it to be 6 inches tall, no matter how complicated it is. So
yeah,
take it away, Bobby.
Oh yeah. So this little guy right here was missing from my collection. I have the X Transbots version, but I was missing the Fans Toys version, and so this was actually in the case at the Chosen Prime. And as soon as I saw it, I told them that they were going to have to open up that glass and let me add it. So this is one of the figures I grabbed from the inside their curio case. There's another one I'm sure we'll talk about later that I grabbed as well. The character from the G1 cartoon, just real cool, laid back. I'm from San Diego originally, and so they used to call me Easy Breezy Bobby, and that is just this character's personality. Beachcomber was a beach bum, basically. Just wanted to hang out and chill. He seemed like he might have been on a little something though with his voice in the cartoon, but just really like the character. The transformation is really kind of cool and unique of how things store. So yeah, it was a must have for my collection, and I saw it. I had a hard time finding it. This was something that was on my list to grab either at the con or just in general if I could find it. It's sold out everywhere. So I definitely jumped on this and grabbed it.
Yeah, well, easy breezy beachcomber over here. I do like him. I think he's cool looking. I'm not too fond of the toon aesthetic, but it's not too much with this figure, so I can get behind it. I think the alt mode cleans up pretty nicely, although it's kind of boring, the colors and the details, but I like the chrome. Is that metal? Is it actual metal on him? That little
Diecast,
canopy
yeah.
thing? Yeah, diecast. Yeah. So I think that's a nice touch. So yeah, it's a good figure. Now will I pay fans toys price for it? No. But I think it's cool.
Yeah, I agree with you. It definitely doesn't have a lot of color to it, but it's again one of those things that I jumped on, and maybe there's some toy hack stickers for it.
Yes, you will have to get those when those come out if they aren't already.
Yeah,
But I have no qualms with this figure. It's just not for me. Yeah. All right. So this is another one you got. Tell us what it is.
so this is Hades, the TFC combiner. This was kind of another one of those impulse buys, more so because I just watched Victory, as I mentioned, with picking up Star Saber. So I saw that they re-released this with the improved joints, which I didn't even know there was bad joints in it before because I never would have actually
They
grabbed this figure.
suck.
Yeah. So I literally did open this one and took it out yesterday actually, and combined it, and the joints are really really stiff, which I
That's good.
like, and I say stiff meaning in a good way. So it's actually standing across from me right now. I'm looking at it. it it's a little bit on the smaller end than I like my combiners. So but this was something that I didn't see anyone else making anytime soon. And so I really have a thing for combiners as well. So being that I'm fresh off of watching the cartoon, have a little bit of love for the cartoon, even though I think it was kind of lame, to put it politely. I went ahead and grabbed the figure. And again, this was, I'm going to probably keep shouting out the Chosen Prime, but this was something that I really appreciate and picking up from them.
Yes, so I actually got the version 1 of this way back 5 years ago, whenever it came out. I don't know exactly. And you're right, the joints sucked on it. It would fall without even looking at it. I displayed them not even in combined mode because I do think the robot modes are amazing, and their alt modes are great too. But I have the upgrade set, and I'm looking forward to eventually putting that together. But I think this figure looks great. I know it's a little small for your combiner collection. For mine, it works out just right, because this was the scale of combiners back then. So this is all my combiners are about 14, 15 inches. And I think that works well. I'm not masterpiece scale, but kind of in between masterpiece and chug. So I love this figure too. So I'm curious to see if Like Toys will be doing you a favor and making an add-on set for this.
Yeah, I have to see if they have one, because I think I'll be all in for that.
And this is one I got. This is Stealth Wing Buster, or Buster Stealth Wing by Make Toys. It is supposed to be Jetfire, which I know you're probably going crazy, right? I don't even think you realize that's Jetfire. But
I don't think he realizes he's Jetfire.
I don't think he does either. But this is the black stealth version. And again, Bobby, I got this to be a completely new character to go with Cryotech. So it is not going to be Jetfire. I don't know his name yet. I'm still figuring it out, just like the Cliff Jumper. But I love that alt mode here. Let me see if I can move this. This alt mode, the curve, you don't see it, but it's curved on the back, and it looks amazing. And I got this, like you said, from Chosen Prime, and it was displayed, and I was like, just like Bobby, crack open that glass case and put it back there for me. It is an amazing figure. I already transformed it a few times, and it actually becomes armor for a Nemesis Prime that I have as well. So that's another reason why I purchased it. So I'm very happy with this. But like I said, before you make any judgments, Bobby, it is going to be a new character.
Yeah, don't use jet or fire in that new character's name. I
Okay.
do like the alt mode. The alt mode is pretty cool looking. You know, the rest of it I can't really speak on. Again, you probably lost me at the name, and I understand that, they had to repurpose the names for trademark rights and things like that, but at the same time, it just bothers me probably too much that some of my favorite characters end up having names to vehicles or to bots that look terrible to me. So this one, like I said, the alt mode looks pretty cool. Does that cockpit open up?
I tried, but there's a place to put a sigil, so Autobot or Decepticon symbol, underneath
Mhm.
the glass, so it has to open up somehow. I just wasn't able to figure it out quite yet.
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
I do like the alt mode, and if I had this character, if somebody gifted me with this character, because I probably I wouldn't purchase it. I would keep it in the alt mode.
Yeah, well, and this actually was Make Toys', I don't remember the name, but they redid all the characters. So Optimus looks way stylized, Megatron looks stylized, they did Power Master Prime, super stylized, and I think this was the furthest they went on any of them. But that's why I got the black version, because I liked the design. It just didn't work for Jetfire for me. So now I'm able to breathe new life into a mold that I always wanted to enjoy.
Got it. We're gonna call
Oh.
it. We're gonna call it plain water or something like that.
Plain water. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
So yeah, so this is another fans toys. Actually, if you could see my shirt.
Yes, stand up for a second.
Well, I
You
don't want to
gotta show
stand
them
up
the
all
shirt.
the. I don't want to stand up all the way. I have
Okay.
my pajamas on, but it says straight out of money because of fans toys, and I wore this at TFcon, and I got a lot of questions about where I picked this up from, and I'm sorry. I will find out where I put that or where I got this from and put it in the comments for anybody who's looking for this shirt.
We'll put it in the
Uh,
description.
yeah, but I love this shirt. But Fans Toys has hit my wallet hard over the last year and a half, paying the late tax on things. So while I have the Takara RC, I really wanted the Fans Toys version. The chest has always been an issue with all the RCs, and I think they probably do the best with it, with the chest. I can say that in some of the alt mode on this isn't quite what I would expect it from Fans Toys. I think the Takara is definitely better, but this is something that I needed for my shelf, and so I will probably have one in bot mode and one in alt mode, and display them both together.
Yeah, I don't really have many issues with this RC. I just personally think the Ocular Max version, yeah, I think it was Ocular Max, looks better in both alt and robot modes. I like that one's a little more curvy. So that's the one I would pick. But this one's a perfectly fine RC. It looks better in robot mode than the Takara one by miles. Yeah.
Yeah,
But there's not much to say. It's a good RC. How are the
yeah,
hands? Have you messed with it yet?
no.
Okay.
I
All right. I was
I
going to
took it.
ask you
I
how the
did.
hands were because they look funky in this picture.
I took them out. I took her out the box, and I was going to start playing with her a little bit, but I guess that doesn't sound right. I was, I was, going to try to transform her, and then work called, so I couldn't get a chance to do that. So I will try to transform her tomorrow as well. She's on my list of things to transform.
Sounds good. You're gonna have a busy day tomorrow.
I am.
And now this is one that I picked up that I also have a story behind. So when when this came out, I don't know when 2017, 2018, I wanted it. I actually was going to get it as a present, and it was for my grandmother. And I told my grandma, like, let me get something different. So I changed it out and got something different for Christmas. And she has since passed, and we went to LA, and they had this in the case, and I was like, oh my God, that's like her telling me to buy it. And it shows in Prime again. And it was just too expensive for my first con. I already got a whole bunch of stuff. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to get it. I'm going to wait. And then we went to Chicago, and they had it has to be the same figure in the case. And I said, okay, this is fate looking at me. And I got it this time. It is a Nemesis Prime repaint. And I love Nemesis Primes. So you can't see it underneath all the armor, but if you look at the unarmored picture, you see the blues and the teals and stuff. It's based on Nova Prime, which I know you, Bobby, probably don't know who Nova Prime is. But I adore this. I didn't pick it up the first time because the chrome doesn't have any paint on it, but I've since warmed up to it after seeing it in person. So I am very happy to have this as part of my collection, my Nemesis Prime collection specifically. He's going to go right next to RID Scourge and Fans Hobby Scourge. So yeah, I like this all around.
I remember when you showed it to me in Chicago, and I was thinking that's a lot of chrome. It definitely has a presence. Definitely not for my collection, but I love the backstory on why this has that sentimental value to you. And I would have told you to pick it up in LA if I known.
Well, I didn't have
But
the money. I already spent all my money at that time anyway. So.
Hey, you would have got it. Peer pressure. But I when you took all the armor off, I thought that was really cool how the Nemesis Prime looked underneath all that stuff, and the vehicle looks kind of cool as well. It looks like a Rodimus Prime mixed with Ultra Magnus in a Nemesis color scheme or something like that.
From another dimension. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
But I again, not from my collection, but really, love the backstory and, RIP to your grandmother.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. The only thing I would change about this is I need more teal on his lower legs in unarmored mode, but nitpicks. There's this one. There you go.
Oh,
you were having heart palpitations when you saw this.
So this I picked up the last day of the con. This was actually the absolute final purchase that I made at the con, and the price point was way too much.
We're not going to talk about that. Just
yeah, I'll probably get goosebumps again. But this was one of the last figures I was missing from my Fans Toys Dinobots. So I had to get him. He's big, and I actually transformed him yesterday for the first time, and really cool figure. He's big. He's very bulky and beefy. He actually is kind of bigger than Snarl, the Fans Toys Snarl. My tongue's not working, which surprised me how big he is, and it is because it's the one-off and not the one that was released by Fans Toys. So this is a really cool figure. I got the box right over there for CCM, and he's bigger than Scortia, the other one, but I just really love this figure. The Triceratops was my favorite dinosaur as well, so this had lots of reasons to purchase it, and probably one major one that I shouldn't have purchased it, and my brain didn't listen.
So I actually really like this figure. I think it looks great. I mean, I would have preferred it, probably not with the red head, probably with the black head, honestly. I
He
would.
has the black head.
Oh, he does. Okay, well, there you go. That solves my one issue with it. This is, I think, before Fans Toys went to Toon. So it's a little more stylized, a little bit more realistic, and I like that. So I approve of this purchase, and yeah, I like it.
Yeah, my wallet is still screaming.
Oh, I can hear it from here, from
Yeah,
California, not over the computer. I hear it.
once again, why I wear this shirt.
So, Bobby, why don't you tell us about this next figure that you got?
So it's actually funny because I actually have them right
Oh,
here.
there you go.
So this was another one that was in the case that at the Chosen Prime. Again, I guess I really like those guys. And so I saw another figure that is kind of missing from my Fans Toys collection. I have several Rodimuses, from Takara and things, but this is one that I was missing. So it's more so for the Fans Toys name more than anything. So I jumped on it, and it looks good. There's a couple of quirky things about it that I don't like around the shoulders or whatever, but other than that, I like it. I have not transformed it to alt mode yet. I'll probably do that. I'm going to do that tonight, actually. But I love the figure, and this is going to probably piss a lot of people off. Everybody blames Hot Rod for killing Optimus, and I do too. But I just love the alt mode, and I really thought as a kid that we were going to have cars that look like Hot Rod by this time, and we don't, and I'm a little upset about that. So that's where my love of Hot Rod comes from, is from the '86 movie, and I also wanted one of those hoverboards that Daniel was on. So two things I'm missing right now in 2022 that I thought we would get by 2005.
Yes, I agree. I want a car like that, and I want a hoverboard. But as far as this figure goes, I think it's good. I like the colors and stuff. The only thing that really irks me is tiny hands and a tiny waist. Or maybe the shoulders are too big. That could be it. Maybe the shoulders are big and throwing off the rest of the figure.
Yeah.
At least in robot mode, car mode looks great. And is that I put this picture in here on purpose. Is that does it come with a Target Master?
So actually, I did not get the Target Master with it. His guns and things were not with the case. So actually, they're going to be sending me that stuff back. So I will find out and let you know.
Okay, yeah. I'm just curious if it came with a Target Master or not. I don't remember.
But probably
But this figure's nice. I mean, like the proportions are a little wonky, but I think all of the Rodimuses have a little wonky proportions here or there. Personally, my Rodimus is just going to be the Studio Series Voyager, just because honestly, it's cheap and it works for Rodimus. So
it's cheap in comparison.
Exactly. And when I got it on sale for like $15. So
oh god.
Yeah, it was a steep discount at Walmart. But yeah, but I think this is good. And especially if you have all the other Rodamai, I guess you would say.
Right.
I could see why you would get this.
Yeah. So I guess I have 6 now.
Well,
between Hot Rod and Rodimus.
Really like Rodimus.
Yeah.
This is Mastermind Creations Stray Asterisk. So I know you probably don't know who this is, but this is Drift, which is a movie character, and they redecoed it in the Drift, which is a comic book character, and they redecoed it in the movie deco from, I believe it was the fourth movie, the fourth movie they redecoed in it. And I got this one because that's a weird combination of things to put together. It's a movie deco on a comic book toy that's ultra stylized. So that strangeness is right up my alley. But I also got it because it fits in with my Cryotech display. So I'm going to be keeping the name Stray as this figure, and he's just going to be one of Cryotech's henchmen. I don't have a story behind him yet. I really like to write my own, fan-ins, as they call them. But that's honestly why I got it. The colors work perfectly to fit in with Cryotech's gang. So I don't have any backstory yet, but that's why I got it.
I've always had an issue. I remember when they came out with the Megatron with the cloth around his neck. It looked like he had a cloak or something like that. And I'm just like, why do these big bots have, scarves and things? Are they cold or what? But that was always kind of a issue for me. I actually like the alt mode. It looks like like a blue Batmobile or something like that.
Well, and it's funny you say that, because I got this figure, I was messing with it, and I was like, if I unplug the head and put the head that we got from the exclusive in LA, I'm like, that would be a Batmobile. I mean, it has the kanji on the front, but other than that, I'm like, this could be a Batmobile.
Yeah.
So I felt that too.
Yeah, I really like the alt mode. I can't really tell what the chest looks like because of,
I tried to find a picture without the cloth, but literally all of them had it. And the funny thing is, mine didn't come with that cloth. So I don't even have that. My wife is a seamstress, so we're gonna make one for it just so I could feel more complete. I don't even know if I'm going to be displaying him with it, because like you said, it's kind of weird to have the cloaks around these robots, but I think it looks cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely like the alt mode. Can't really say much about the bot mode, and you're absolutely correct. Have no idea about who this person is or the backstory.
Drift's a pretty cool character. He was introduced in the comics, and he's gotten actually pretty big. He's in the movies and stuff like that now. I'd recommend you check him out, especially when. So Mastermind Creations is supposedly making one in a '90s drifting car from Japan, and I think that might be something that you would be interested in.
It might be. So I have the first 6 Junkions that came from KFC. The Junkions are just kind of cool figures. I mean, I liked them in the movie. I really like how the parts can swap around and things like that. I thought that was pretty creative that it happened. And this was just one of the new 6 that were just released. I mentioned earlier that I have the Psykill that was made from KFC. So this was just another one of them. I'll go ahead and complete the collection of Junkions. They look really good on the shelf. I mean, it's just like a gang of them, and they all have slight differences. I really like the tires on the chest. That the tire split on the chest. I always thought that was really cool. It really makes it look like they just kind of were formed with various parts and things. I also like his weapon, which is different than the original 6 characters. Everything else is pretty much the same. I mean, they always make little tweaks to the head or to the shoulders and things like that. But the 2 things that got me on this was the split of the tires. Usually it's just one half, and this looks like it's actually 2. And then the weapon, and again, just adding it to my collection of Junkions.
I actually really like all the Junkions. I think this one is really cool. I don't know how they all look like, all the ones you have, but I think this one is really nice. I think the head sculpt's cool with the antenna sticking out. It's very 80s with those big glasses too. I just wish it actually transformed to have the wheels actually in the center. I don't think it does that, correct?
What do you mean by the wheels
Like
in the center?
the wheel in his chest is actually the wheel on the motorbike.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It does transform like that?
It's still in the box.
Oh, okay.
So it could actually fold up into it. I will let you know though.
Okay, because if it does, that's sick. If it doesn't, that's just a little bit of a nick on it because it looks awesome. I love the Junkions. I love the spikes. I love all that. So yeah, and then the weapon, like you said, very unique, very strange, very cool.
Yeah, the weapon, because I wonder if it folds up into
It's
the
the front.
tire,
Yeah, I
into
think
the
it's
front tire,
I
and then
think that's what it does.
and then the centerpiece on his chest might be the centerpiece
I
of
the on
the
the
tire.
chest. I think you're 100% correct because if you look at the wheel in that picture, there's 2 pins in the center area where it would fold out.
Yep.
Hmm. So yeah, I
So
think this figure's cool,
that's different from the other ones I have. So,
and that's necessary when you're buying 7 of the same figure.
well, at this point, it's I have
More.
10 of them.
That's necessary when you're buying 10 of the same figure.
Yeah, yeah. There's 2 other ones that I don't have yet. So,
Well, there you go. You're gonna have an army of Junkions, and you're gonna be adding Scrap Hook to that.
oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
At least not on the same shelf, right?
I have a problem with a tow truck being smaller than a motorcycle.
But it's not an Earth motorcycle. It's from the planet Junkion, so who knows what they're supposed to be?
Well, and it looks like the tow
Mater,
truck from Cars. Yes,
that makes me
Maynard.
want it more.
So yeah, it won't. If I do get it, it will not be on the same shelf as my Junkions. Yeah, I can't.
And here's another one you got.
Yeah, so this one is actually, right up there. I have the throttle bots from Toy World, and that's it. And so I saw another Prime. It was actually displayed with the top of the um carton that it comes in off, and it actually looked really good. The colors looked really vibrant, and you can never have too many primes, right? So this was kind of an impulse buy. I guess your dog was objecting to. Actually, I think he was agreeing with me. That's what I'm going to
He
take that as
probably
that.
was.
He was agreeing with me. But I actually bought this one with the 7-Eleven Prime
That's
as
right.
well. So that was really kind of the 2 primes, and it was a good price, for both. So I jumped on it because of that. Again, the colors look great. I haven't taken it out yet to manipulate it or anything like that, and I'll do that probably tomorrow as well. But it was really kind of the thought of having a Prime from another company that I don't have a lot of figures from.
All right, but now let's talk about why you actually purchased this, which was the background pieces.
And the background pieces, I did forget about that. Yes,
That's what I remember you were like, how much for those background pieces? And they're like, oh, we're only selling it with the Prime. And you were like, oh, okay, well, guess I'm getting that Prime too.
yeah, that is true. I forgot about that because I did really want those background pieces that Toy World makes. I forgot about that. Yes,
Yeah.
so yeah, so 2 things. I guess the Prime was a second reason to purchase this Prime is behind the background pieces for Toy World.
Yeah. I like this figure. I think it looks good. I really like on the shoulders where you're supposed to put an Autobot symbol with the blue background. I think that would look really slick with an Autobot symbol that's clear on the background, so without the white, so you could see the blue coming through it. I think that would be really cool. That's what sticks out to me on this mold. Other than that, it's just a traditional Optimus. The feet look a little weird compared to what we're used to seeing with Optimus feet.
They do.
Yeah. But other than that, I think it looks cool.
Yeah, I'm anxious, and it came in. It's packed in bot mode, so I'm curious to see what the transformation is like.
Yeah, because it really cleans up. It's very
It does.
curvy in bot mode with like the sides and whatnot. So that's going to be an interesting transformation.
Yeah, and it's very, as you said, and it's very blocky in alt mode, and
Yes,
that's what I
exactly.
think about
Yeah.
the box truck. cab like that. So I love it.
So this is one we both got. The picture isn't the best quality, but why did you pick this up, Bobby?
So the crazy thing is I was gonna pick it up when it first was announced, and it was on sale, and I meant to add it to my cart, and I forgot. Then I said, okay, I'm gonna do it later, and I forgot. Then again, I forgot. And it comes in two colors, the white and then this teal color. And when I finally remembered, all they had was the white, and I really wanted the teal. And so then I remember seeing, you know, videos or people holding and seeing how big it was, and I said, you know what, I need to get this. And I could never find it again. So when I saw it once again at my favorite booth, the Chosen Prime, it was like a no brainer to jump on it. I had been talking about it for a while now since it's been released. They had the color that I wanted, and I could actually take it home with me right then and there. I didn't have to wait for it to get shipped. So that's why I jumped on it.
Yeah, so I'm kind of in the same booth. I actually pre-ordered this from another retailer. I'm not going to name names, but I pre-ordered it right when it came out, literally within minutes of getting that email, to go with my Nemesis Primes because it looks like a Nemesis Prime. So I pre-ordered it. For whatever reason, I waited and waited. It came in and out of stock on other websites. I said no, I got it pre-ordered for a cheaper price. Then they canceled the pre-order on me. So after that, I was honestly kind of annoyed, but I was happy to find it at the Chosen Prime booth. They had two left, one for me and one for you. And I love this figure. I already messed with it. I think it's amazing. I haven't shot any bullets out of it yet, but I think it's great.
Yeah, I actually was messing around with it. I actually transformed it myself, and I have a bullet around here somewhere because I was actually shooting it off, and my daughter grabbed it as well,
Oh,
and
that's not.
she thought it was candy at
They,
first.
they do
So
look like little candies.
yeah, so she wanted to eat it, and I was just like, no, don't put that in your mouth. So yeah, it is really cool. I love how big it is. It's pretty easy to transform as well, and
It's
I
kind of
like
intuitive how it transforms,
it
which
is
I
it
wasn't
is
expecting.
yes,
Mhm.
and I like how the grip, the handle grip on there, it's a kind of a mesh feel to it,
Mhm.
a rubbery feeling, and so I really like that about it as well. And I actually like the alt mode more so than the bot mode, and it's actually on my shelf right now in alt mode.
Yeah, so I really like this figure. I'm happy to get it. All right, so I think the next section is just fans hobby because we're both, I think, big fans hobby fans at this point.
Yes.
And one mold in particular we got a lot of, and this is yours, the Thunder Eagle.
So this was definitely not on my list of things to get. I think I was just so excited about getting, which we'll talk about, the exclusive from TFcon, and I saw this on the shelf, and I was like, oh, another type of power baser, and I have no connection to this character at all. I've seen it, and for some reason, you rubbed off on me, I guess, a little bit with the colors and
I
things like
guess
that, because
so.
this is totally not, what I would normally collect. And I literally just jumped on it. I believe this was like kind of the European version
It was
of,
Thunder Prime.
and
It
yeah,
was
so it
only
was.
released in Europe and I think Japan. It didn't. I don't think it came over to America.
Yeah, so I had no connection with the character at all, but I've just been so happy with the power basers, which again we'll talk about later. And I was like, let me see what this one's all about. And I grabbed it, and I actually opened it up a couple of hours ago, and had a chance to play with it, and I like it. And I don't like. I actually have it in the mode of the picture on the left with the bot standing on kind of the gun turret mode. I don't like how the guns sit up there or how they connect. It's not really a strong connection that I would like, but otherwise, I like the figure. The colors are growing on me, and I'm happy I picked it up.
Yeah, I love the colors on this. And I actually chose that picture because I know you didn't know this, but the original figure, the trailer would turn into a gun platform like this. It wouldn't combine. I think it's awesome that you have it in that mold without even knowing about it. But I do love this figure and the colors and everything. But I had to pick up the Machine Eagle version of this. This is the Machine Wars Optimus homage from Fans Hobby, and I absolutely adore this. I never had Machine Wars Optimus. I had most of the other Machine Wars as a kid, but I just think this is so cool. I love the colors. I love the dark gray on its forearms, or is that green? I think it's actually dark, a very dark green. So it's kind of reliving what I didn't have as a kid. I love that it has a combined mode. I'm just happy to have this all around. So, yeah, I mean, I think you are. I already know you like the mold. What do you think of these colors?
So this is funny, and I guess we could say it. So initially, you were gonna pick up the first one,
I was.
and then I asked if they had any more, and I think, and they did.
Yeah.
And you were kind of on the fence now about buying it, which now I was already fully engaged in
Yeah.
getting it.
And then I told
Now.
you, just take it. You just take it. Like, I'm gonna find another thing for $200, or I'll come back and grab another one. And we
Right.
walked around the table, and it was at the Chosen Prime, where we got a majority of her stuff. And there, sitting on the table, was the Machine Eagle version. And I said, just add it to everything. Like, that was like a sign to get this figure. I just think it's slick. I had this on pre-order for a while, then I canceled it, so I'm glad I found it for a decent price.
Well, this is actually, because I had no idea it came in this color. This would have probably been my preferred color.
Really?
So,
Oh,
yes.
so that surprises me because the other one has ties to G1. But you don't know, I guess you don't know that. This one completely did. They literally made this figure back in the day to keep onto the rights of Optimus Prime, the name.
Yeah,
so
this
that's
color scheme is more so what I would have expected. But I guess by the time that the other color came out, I was out of collecting Transformers, because I got out, right around, I shouldn't say, when they released the Pretenders is when I started falling off of the G1 toy line. And so anything that came out after that, I really didn't keep track of or know anything about. So, but I'm glad we both got it.
Yeah, I am too. I think it's a great figure, and I can't wait to get pictures of it and compare and contrast the two.
Yeah.
And this is one you got, which I don't think needs much introduction or even explanation. But go ahead.
Well, it's funny because I actually have him out right now.
Yeah.
So this is what I've been messing with. And so really it was just again, I am trying to actually collect all the power basers now. So I have this one now. I have the Nemesis, have the exclusive, which we'll be talking about soon. I have the last one, and now I actually have the orange power baser on its way to me, which I didn't share with you, James.
Did not. Yeah, he's right here. He's right up there.
Yeah, so I actually have that one on its way to me now, and I am looking for the Shattered Glass one in purple. So
good luck finding that, but I hope you do.
Yeah. So, but I just love the power basers. They're really pretty simple. They hold together well. And I felt like, again, I can't have all these power basers and there be a prime out there and me not have a prime for my Transformers collection. while Hound was my first G1 Transformer, when I got Optimus Prime, it's like, you know, the world stopped and everything was focused on me. So I was a big Optimus Prime fan as a kid.
Yeah. I mean, I like all the power basers. I probably won't get the Optimus version. I'm pretty good with the Ginrai and the other ones I have, but I think it looks great, you know, and it even looks better with the God Bomber armor.
Yes. And I just literally opened the package on that as well. So I have that kind of right here in a couple of pieces because I'm about to combine them. And one thing about the Prime that I got, it's the version 2 as well. So it has the silver knees and legs and things. So a little bit different than the original version. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how this looks combined. I actually have a case that is going to house all of my power basers.
That'll look good.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing that. I mean, I don't have much to say about this. I like it. It's classic. It's going to look great combined with your figure.